Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, April 19. Public sector pharmacists are the latest group to accept government's 7% wage offer for the 2015-2017 contract period. The heads of agreement, which was signed on Monday, paves the way for pharmacists to receive a 4% salary increase in year 1 and 3% in year 2. It's retroactive to April 1, 2015. Minister of State in the Finance Ministry Rudyard Spencer says the majority of claims were settled, including the payment of a transportation allowance.
What is of importance is that the pharmacists, they are not really traveling officers, but they perform a very serious service in that they use their own transport in the dedication to the provision of care to the Jamaica populace, use their personal motor vehicles to transport supplies and provide the necessary service so critical for those patients.
Mr. Spencer thanked the pharmacists for their sterling contribution to Jamaica and their strident yet respectful conduct throughout the negotiations. Jamaican tourism officials are meeting with their Cuban and Dominican Republic counterparts this week to hammer out a multi-destination marketing agreement. The agreement is expected to bring more tourism and value to Jamaica and the region.
That tells us that partnership is the way forward for the development of the Caribbean region and certainly for tourism.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett was speaking on Friday at the official opening of the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel in New Kingston. He said government would be drawing heavily on the people, culture, heritage, music and entertainment attributes of Kingston as the capital is repositioned to drive tourism arrivals through city tourism. And in line with a New York City-based advertising agency's survey, food will be integral to the marketing strategy. That survey found that the top 3 references were food, music and love.
Those 3 critical attributes spell one word: happiness. So we're a happiness destination, and your minister will drive that key passion point to increase arrivals and bring higher revenues to Jamaica.
There's been a 50% increase in crop yield under the Ministry of Agriculture's Onion Development Program. The ministry says the year-old program has reaped between 20 and 25 tons of onion per hectare, a significant improvement from the 12 tons per acre in previous years. Portfolio Minister Carl Samuda has urged farmers to extend their services into agro-processing. He was speaking at an Onion Development Program field day at the Colbeck Water Users Association in Old Harbour, St. Catherine.
What we have here is a display of some of the finest products that you could produce, possibly anywhere in the world. I want to see that extended one step further. I want to see that extended into not primary products, but also secondary products, where it can be packaged appropriately and sold locally and exported. Agriculture is one of the potential growth areas that will create growth for our economy.
Meanwhile, government has taken the decision to streamline the disbursement of farming implements by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. Members of Parliament were usually tasked with distributing farming equipment, fertilizer, spray, seeds and other implements necessary for farming. But now the Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, J.C. Hutchinson, has stopped that practice.
I have taken a decision that no longer will any politician get anything from RADA to distribute again. There must be farming organizations, and every district must have a farming organization through which we will distribute those fertilizer, tools, etc., etc.
Minister Hutchinson was speaking at the Onion Development Program field day at Old Harbour in St. Catherine. He promised to make a tractor available to plough agricultural lands and committed to rehabilitating farm roads and constructing a storage facility for farmers when they ramp up production.
We would like to have areas where you have a complex with a facility where you can grade, package, process. You have a cold storage area you have a drying area, and with that, anything that is taken off of the farm, it goes to that complex. There is nothing that is spoiled.
And finally, the island's first World Heritage Site now has proper signage. On Monday, Culture Minister Olivia Grange unveiled a gateway sign leading to the Blue and John Crow Mountains at Pepin in St. Andrew.
The sign we are unveiling symbolizes what happens when a country, particularly a small island developing state, positions itself within the global sphere. It is important to point out that the ministry will erect 2 other such signs, one in Bath, St. Thomas, and the other in Port Antonio, Portland. They will represent the other 2 major gateways to our first World Heritage Site.
The Blue and John Crow Mountains was inscribed to the UNESCO's prestigious World Heritage List in 2015, guaranteeing international and local protection of this site. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thank you for watching.